I'm Kennedy. Welcome aboard. I'm joined by Reason Magazine editor-in-chief Matt Welch and his protege, Peter Suderman, who's in for Camille Foster. Together we are the Independents. Ew, look at that. Nice. I love children. All right, well, other cities have learned the lesson of privatization, and one Atlanta suburb has farmed out just about everything but fire and police. They have no long-term debt, no pension obligations, and lots of rich, happy residents who like the way their city is run. Rusty Paul is the mayor of Sandy Springs, Georgia, and he was on the city council in 2005 when it incorporated and then went on a privatizing spree. Welcome, Rusty.
Oh, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, Rusty, tell me, is Sandy Springs the wave of the future?
I think it is. You know, I talk to a lot of mayors around the country, and they say, well, we run our city like a business. And I tell them, well, we let a business run our city. And I think that's how we're different. We've privatized all of our services. We have significantly reduced our operating costs. In fact, when we rebid the contracts a couple, 3 years ago, we saved $7 million a year just in our operational costs. We've been able to, as a result, to put about 25% of our annual revenues back into capital projects. We've repaved 147 miles of streets. We've done 874 stormwater projects, and we built 32 miles of new sidewalks. So we've got money to put back into infrastructure, which is every government that I've talked to is their biggest challenge. How do we fix our infrastructure? Well, you cut your operational budget by privatizing, and then you've got resources left to put back into capital projects.
Rusty, I read a study that said that before you guys incorporated and got this the city going on its current track, the city was going to require over 800 public workers. How many do you actually have, and what's it like managing the workforce that you do have?
Well, we have about 8 people besides fire and police who work for the city. Everybody else is under contract, and one of the great things about it is that they're out there every day because they're on a series of one-year contracts. We have 5 one-year contracts, and so if one of the contractors isn't performing, we've got the ability to change the contractor. And then everybody's recompeting every 5 years, whether they want to or not, and so that keeps everybody motivated. We have a very happy city. The last 3 mayors who've been, or the last 3 mayoral elections, the candidate most closely associated with this particular model has won by over 80% of the vote. So our folks are very content with the system. We've opened about 5 new parks in the last 8 years, and so people are seeing that their resources are being used wisely. When we ran, the first year that we ran a surplus, I did a poll to determine whether we should give the money back to the citizens or whether they wanted us to use it to continue with the infrastructure. And the poll showed that 60% of the homeowners in Sandy Springs said keep the money, keep paving, keep building sidewalks, keep opening parks. That's unheard of.
Rusty Paul, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've seen the failed